Good morning, Rotarians. Thank you for joining us. This club meeting is called to order. Shortly, I'll be sharing my screen and leading us through another fun presentation to direct the conversation. Periodically, I'll bring that screen share down so we can see each other's beautiful and friendly faces and engage in more dialogue. Family and friends are always welcome to attend our club meetings. So don't hesitate to invite someone, like maybe the people that refill your helium tanks. Feel free to speak out as you would in an in-person meeting, but if you're not using your microphone, be sure to put yourself on mute, or maybe I'll do it at the cost of a club fine. Yeah, all right. So welcome everybody to the Fortuna Sunrise Rotary Club meeting for May 19th, 2021, volume 46 of my presidential year. We have a fabulous Rotary Club, and I am so thankful to be a part of it. And we like dressing up, right, Frank? Right, Ross? At this time, I'll introduce any guests we may have. And it looks like it's just a whole bunch of Rotarians here. This is good. It's good. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Yeah, just doing a quick scan. We're good. So, you know, usually at this time we'd be doing a little flag salute, but in lieu of these meetings being in Zoom, I've been doing a little bit of American history lesson. Do you know that on May 19th, 1962, was the day that Marilyn Monroe performed a rendition of Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy for his 45th birthday during a fundraiser at New York's Madison Square Garden. The dress that she wore that night was noted for being sheer and flesh-colored with 2,500 rhinestones sewn into it and designed by Jean-Louis. The dress sold in 1999 at an auction in New York for over $1.26 million. So happy birthday, Rotarians. Okay. And also on this day in 2005, episode 3 of the Star Wars franchise, Revenge of the Sith, opens in movie theaters, and moviegoers were queuing all night. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember lines around the block, like wrapping around Fortuna block when that one came out. And it was probably my personal favorite as a Star Wars fan of the, second set, right? You had 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. So this was the third. They call it the last movie, but then they put out what, 4 more after that, I guess. So anyway, really good flick if you haven't watched it before. First one, and it kind of warmed up as they went. Number 3, Revenge of the Sith, was definitely one of the tighter ones, in my humble opinion. I don't know. If there's any Star Wars fans out there, we can have a riveting conversation about that later. All right, inspirational message. Each person shines with his or her own light. No two flames are alike. There are big flames and little flames, flames of every color. Some people's flames are so still they don't even flicker in the wind, while others have wild flames that fill the air with sparks. Some foolish flames neither burn nor shed light, but others with life so fiercely that you can't look at them without blinking. And if you approach, you shine in the fire. All right, 4-way test. Hey, I didn't ask anybody this morning. Oh, thank you. I didn't ask anybody this morning, so why doesn't the president say it today? Why not? So the 4-way test of the things that we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Yeah, there you go. I didn't even look at a cheat sheet either, huh? All right, and announcements. We've got flags on Main Street. May 31st is coming up, just right around the bend, and a couple of our key players won't be in town, so all hands on deck if you can make it, especially that afternoon shift when we pull the flags down. We could really use some extra hands. All right.
And Simon?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, what we'll do is we'll show up at 6:30. We'll show up at 6:30 on Memorial Day, and also a 6:30 pickup that evening. So just kind of a show of hands, how many folks think they'll be able to help in the morning? at 6:30. Do we have some hands up? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's good. Could use a few more. How about at 6:30 in the evening? How many folks would be able to help pick up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, a few folks. Yeah, that's great. If we have some more, could certainly use the help. So that's 6:30. I'll try to remind folks again next Wednesday as well. Thanks, Simon.
You betcha. Yeah, bring out the whole family. It's a fun one.
Are we meeting in the usual spots?
8th and Main.
It's a good way to get your brisk constitutional in for the day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, hey, we also have backpacks. It's our partnership with Food for People, where we get food in the hands of folks with food insecurities right here in Fortuna. And so we pack up these paper bags full of food. You know the drill, and we get them into folks' hands that may not have enough food to get them through the weekend. This week, today, we have Buster and Lori Garrison, and I believe, who was it also? Sal Kenichi, that's right, said he would help out. And the next week, we've got Jeannie Weiss and Shirley Lipa, which seems a little light.
And Keith Borges.
Oh, and Keith Borges too. Okay. Thank you, Steve. And then next week, are you needing some folks on May 26th?
Yeah, I just sent out another sign up about 10 minutes ago. So
super. So
anybody that can, please sign up.
Perfect. And what do we've got after that? I think just 2 more. Is it after?
Yeah, it's over June 15th, I think. So I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4, but yeah, not very many.
Okay. Well, once my school gets out, I'll try to swing through for maybe the last 1 or 2. That'd be awesome.
Great.
Nice. Thank you, Steve, for sharing that and just making it super awesome. Well, let's see. Any of our membership have any events, things that are going on that you'd like to share with the group? No? I know what you're thinking. All I can think about is getting all fired up, right? That's it. Okay. Well, don't get too quiet on me, you guys, because I've got something fun for the next one. All right. So art of the week this week, each week my theme's been sharing the art of an artist. Once we did a group of people, we looked at art of a culture. This week, we're going to look at art of a festival. And since we're getting all fired up, I thought I'd keep on this fire theme. So why not look at the art of the famous or infamous festival known as Burning Man? Yeah. Everything you may not have known about Burning Man, we're going to cover. I don't know about that, but there's this festival called Burning Man, and it is actually an art festival. Is the main draw to this. And so you might have heard conflicting views on that, but as you get into this and you start looking at some of the pictures and kind of understanding a little bit more about it, I think it might, maybe if you're not too familiar with it, it might change your perception of it a little bit. So here we've got these giant wooden figures that are built and then burnt at the end of the festival. So there's this crazy amount of craftsmanship that goes into building these things, and then they're burned at the end of the festival, or towards the end, I should say. Don Jewett, think about that garden shed you're making in the backyard, how much time it took out of your day. Look at the scale of this. You can see a very small person down there at the bottom. How much time and effort went into the structure to build it, just to burn it, huh? The impermanence of it's pretty fantastic here. Well, let's dig a little deeper so we can see more. All right. So once a year, tens of thousands of people gather near Nevada's Black Rock Desert to create Black Rock City, a temporary metropolis dedicated to community art, self-expression, and self-reliance. In this crucible of creativity, all are welcome. Burning Man isn't your usual event. It's a vibrant, participatory metropolis generated by its citizens. Burning Man is a network of people inspired by the values and the values reflected in what they call the 10 principles, and united in the pursuit of a more creative, connected existence in the world. Throughout the year, they work to build Black Rock City, home of the largest annual Burning Man gathering, and nurture the distinct the culture that's emerging from this experience. The hub of this global network is actually a 501c3 nonprofit called the Burning Man Project, headquartered in none other than San Francisco, just a little south of us, huh? For all those people that call it Northern California. Anyway, we've got some more examples. People build these art cars, you could call them, and in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see this giant wheel with flames coming off of it, and these apparatuses will move around from place to place, kind of being these mobile art pieces. And then you have stationary art pieces or sculptures, like above there's a woman heading towards this almost reflective glass geometrical archway. It's just stunning. And then we have another wooden structure that's actually burnt during the festival on the right-hand side. Now, I mentioned these 10 principles that are reflected in the values of people from Burning Man. And I'm not going to go over all 10 of them because it would take quite a while, but some things that people might not know about the event is one thing that they do is they pack everything out. So I think maybe a misconception is they burn this thing in the desert and they just leave it there, a whole bunch of junk. No, every piece gets packed out. They make it look like there was no trace of humans there when they're done, right? And every member that comes in also has that responsibility. They're not even supposed to let water hit the ground. It's that strict, okay? So they really try to preserve this desert as much as possible with having this giant infrastructure in there. Another piece that I think is really fantastic about it is they've removed like the monetization that you see at most festivals. I don't know if anybody's ever gone to a festival before, but it's usually like, you know, $8 waters and $25, you know, small flimsy burritos and stuff. Everything that they sell there, with the exception of ice, is actually done through barter. There is no exchange of money, right? So you bring art pieces, collectibles, things like that, and you trade them with people to share things. So it promotes the sharing culture where everybody's giving to each other. And I think it's just fantastic, that whole piece of leaving with no trace, and then also removing this heavy money kind of capitalist thing that you see in a lot of festivals. So I think those things just really make it brilliant. And the fact that it goes towards this nonprofit is just another step up. I think it's pretty fantastic. So why not talk about, I mean, if we're going to talk about Burning Man, I'd be remiss to not talk about one of the local artists here in Humboldt County, and that's Dwayne Flatmo and his art piece called El Pulpo Mecanico. And I believe that's like the mechanic octopus. And this is a fantastic creation. It was built in Arcata, California, and of course, Humboldt County, we all know. Designed and built by Dwayne Flatmo along with his friend Jerry Kunkel, who's a mastermind of electrical systems and flame effects. Now, El Pulpo is a combination of art, technology melded together. They built this knowing that it would be fun to watch as the giant cam spun around the center and the moving tentacles and eyes this fire would spew out, and there's tentacles from the head. It's just wild, right? There's no hydraulics and no computers used in the contraption as well. Dwayne and Jerry built this sculpture primarily out of recycled and used junk they found at their local scrapyard, Arcata Scrap and Salvage. They got a truck. It was a 1973 Ford 250 4x4, and that's the base chassis for this structure, right? And the sculpture uses 200 gallons of propane per night. So Shannon McCorder would be pretty excited about that, right? And it lights up the playa, which is this area you can kind of see in my virtual background. That's what they call the area where the people build this city, right? The playa, as far as the eye can see. So you can see this flaming sculpture from miles away. It was also featured It was so popular, it was featured in an episode of The Simpsons, which, if you didn't know, The Simpsons is the longest running animated show ever. Ever. I don't even know what season they're on. They're getting close to 40, I think. It's crazy. Anyway, so at this time, I usually call on a Rotarian to take a look at some of the art. And I think I'm going to call on, let's see, I think I'm going to call on Kurt Weiss. And here, I'm going to pull it up. Kurt, you there, my friend? I'll give you a second to unmute. No, maybe not. Maybe he's asleep at the wheel. Kurt, you in the house? Should I call in somebody else?
Here I am.
Ah, there he is. Kurt. So let's critique, discuss, interpret the type of medium. This piece is done by an artist named Kevin Clark, and the name is Medusa Madness. And this is a picture at dusk, it looks like, at Burning Man. This fantastic.
I lost my screen share.
Oh no. Do you need me to stop it and start it again, or maybe I can help you out here?
I'm seeing it small. I just don't see it big.
How about now? Did that help?
Yes, there we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Kevin Clark's Medusa Madness.
Wow. Let me look at it for a second.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on there.
Sort of it's overwhelming, but it's beautiful and kind of evil.
Yeah.
I don't think your bird likes it.
No. Cat's looking at it. Wow, there's a lot going on there. It looks like, I don't know if it moves or not. It looks like it should. Yeah, it looks like it's Medusa to the max.
Totally. How many snakeheads do we see there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 at least, 10, 12. Yeah. My guess is it probably doesn't move much.
Yeah.
Let me help you out. But if there's any Rotarians that want to jump in here.
Well, I like the use of all the colors are just, I mean, this, like I said, this thing's kind of overwhelming. I don't know what to say. It's really beautiful and bright. Just very creative. Do you know what it's made out of?
It looks like it's kind of a multimedia piece there. I see a little bit of canvas. I want to say there was probably some metal in the structure.
Air conditioning duct.
Air conditioning ducts.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Large air conditioning ducts there. Yeah, probably a little bit of steel or something.
Yeah, it's I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's beautiful.
He's speechless. I love it.
I really like it.
I like that you pulled out the colorful element to it, because it's swimming in color. Obviously it's got definitely dominates with a little bit of red there, which of course I love, you know that. Right. Any other Rotarian want to make any comments before I put in final thoughts and then maybe find Kurt?
Maybe.
Simon?
Yeah, please.
So this is less a comment about the art, which is joyful and exuberant, but there's a firm in Fortuna over by the dog park that makes they make them for everybody, but they specialize in refurbishing RVs for Burning Man. So they strip the interior and they fill it with, well, it's designed in their own, they have a very sort of special take on design, but then it's filled with couches and it's sort of designed for the Burning Man lifestyle where people will migrate. So, instead of a kitchen, bathroom, yada, yada, it's couches and a bar. At least in the one that I looked at. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. My niece and her husband just recently purchased an RV that was used, and the people used it to go to Burning Man with. So like around the bed, there's fringe everywhere and there's artwork on the walls. It's really cool.
Yeah. And it definitely has this, I've heard a lot of perceptions about it too, as being like, heavy drug use or heavy alcohol consumption and stuff like that. But there's a large component of of all ages. There's like family sections. I've got a good friend who's been sober for a long, long time, and he's part of this whole like sober community camp, and they're there to like help keep people safe and provide a safe and sober atmosphere for people there. And the part that I've always hesitated on wanting to go, because I love the art, aspect of this, but that survival element, like you were out in a desert, right, for days. It's sandy, the elements, it's really hot during the day, it's really cold during the night.
It's really, everything gets covered with dust.
Everything gets covered with dust.
Everything. There's dust everywhere.
It's a rough, I mean, it's definitely not staying at the Hilton with John Sapper there.
Nobody has mentioned Medusa's face right there in front, but maybe we were all turned to stone.
Yeah. No, that's a good, I'm glad somebody pointed out Medusa's face there, because if you look really closely at some of the details there, it almost looks like there's clockwork pieces or little gears and stuff. It's almost got this steampunk feel to it, which is really nice. And obviously a whole bunch of light coming from behind those eyes. I'd assume LEDs, right? Because they don't take a lot of power, right? And you probably don't have a ton of fuel to consume or energy. You can't just plug in to anything out there. A lot of the stuff has to be self-contained and power itself over time. Yeah. Nice. Any other final thoughts here? Okay. That was really good. Kurt, you started off a little slow, but you kind of picked it up towards the end there. And you're probably in the Century Club, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how about, I'm going to hit you with the $10 fine, but I'm going to suggest here, I'll stop the screen share, that you pass it on to somebody who may be a little light and getting towards that Century Club. And I think we'll pass it over to Ross. He's always good at maybe throwing people under the bus.
Oh, it would be nice to throw Herb Colby under the bus for $10. That'd make him a Century Club member.
Oh, there we go. You want to give him one more name just so he has somebody to choose from?
There's always Penny Frageau. She could use a little assistance. Let me see who else is in here. A lot of them are already here. I don't think Angela's with us.
Oh no, she is.
Since I was sort of lacking in my description and stuff, I'd like to give $20 instead. Give $10 to Herb and $10 to Penny.
There we go. I love it. Way to work the room, Kurt. All right, so we got one for sure in the Century Club. Herb, thank you. You joined us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Wednesday, whether
I'm
you're
sitting here burning. Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Herb. And thank you, Ross, for always being ready to insert a foot to somebody's behind to get them under that bus. Well, let's see. Before we get to our program or talking about our big event that is happening this weekend, we're going to do one last thing, and that is our weekly recognition. Now, I do not have a full drawing of somebody, but I'm in the works of working on something really special. You'll probably see it in the next week or two. But before I do that, I thought I would maybe, we're kind of digging into the archives here, but I found this photo and I felt like it needed a little bit more explanation behind it. So let's see here. You know what they say, Rotary finds never term out, or what's the something like that. Anyway, Fred, I don't think Seth's here, but Fred is. What is going on in this picture? This is a rock and roll show, Fred Robinson.
That would be the zipper at the rodeo.
The zipper at the rodeo. We've been stuck in this pandemic so long, I don't even know what that is anymore. Explain to the members what the zipper is.
The zipper is a carnival ride that goes upside down in multiple different ways, and you're strapped in a cage and just along for the ride.
Nice. Did you have fun? Did anybody like puke or anything on this ride?
There was some laughing and screaming, but I think there may have been a flying cell phone as well inside the cage.
Oh my God. Whose cell phone was it? It wouldn't have been yours.
I think it was mine.
Ooh.
But
somebody could have gotten seriously hurt by that. I'm sure you've got one of those heavy duty flip phones, right? You know, no,
Of course.
I
The
mean,
antenna was down.
the antenna was down. I mean, that could have easily chipped a tooth in Seth McGrath's mouth or something like that. Maybe.
Maybe.
And you're throwing up the like heavy metal sign there. I mean, when was the last time you went to a Motley Crue concert?
You know, I'm not really sure. It was it's rodeo.
Yeah.
What happens at rodeo, you know?
Yeah, I know. But then you posted it on Facebook, so it stayed there forever. It's, you know, it's not like Las Vegas.
I'm not sure I posted it on Facebook.
Okay, somebody did. So, but I do see that you are taller than the sign, and that's good. At least you weren't getting on the ride trying to sneak in too short there. Mm-hmm. Well, you're in the Symphony Club, right, Fred?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Ross. I don't think so.
No.
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 Gosh, dang, Fred, that sucks. That really sucks. I mean, whew, I don't know, the chipped tooth, the cell phone flying around, the screaming. I mean, come on, you guys are grown adults. Should have been taking it. But no, let the emotions get. I'm going to say $10 for this gym. You think you can handle that?
I can handle that.
He's nodding. All right, super duper. Cool. All right. Well, heck, thanks, Fred, for playing along. All right. Hey, so Fortuna Sunrise Rotary Club is all fired up to present to our community this fundraiser for our outstanding volunteer fire department. We stand with a community that has, for well over 100 years, supported and celebrated the exceptional women and men of the Fortuna Volunteer Fire Department. We recognize their hard work, sacrifice, and dedication of entire team to keep us safe when disaster occurs. The motto of Rotary is service above self, so it's only a natural kinship that we join together with the Fortuna Volunteer Fire Department to protect and serve and strengthen our community with this timely fundraiser. So yes, we are all fired up. We couldn't do this. Let's see. Click to the next slide here. Next slide, please. So thank you so much to our major sponsors. We call them our 5 alarm sponsors this year. We have Coast Central Credit Union, Edward Jones Investments, Heck Woods Office. Thank you. Anderson Lucas, Somerville and Borges Certified CPAs, Wyatt Witchers and Anderson, Bookkeeping and Tax Services. We've got Redwood Capital Bank. Thank you. They are our ticket location on the southern end of town, and Tri-Counties Bank, our ticket location on the north end of town. Gene Lucas Community Center, thank you so much for their very generous donation. And Vern's Furniture and Appliances. Can't forget Leonardo Logging, and of course, Providence St. Joseph Health System. Thank you so much. Without your support, this event would be just a match, not the burning inferno that it is. Auction items, yeah, we've got them. Exceptional packages. The auction went live on Monday, kind of a soft opening. Today it's official. We'll really start promoting it on our Facebook page. You've probably seen a lot of the posts flying around, hopefully. And we've got some outstanding packages. The bids are already going up. Hey, there's a couple that are still at about $25, so please run those things up if you get the chance. And a couple of them are already hitting the 350 mark. So good job there for a soft opening. We're already making headway. You got a chance to win some incredible items here, right? We've got a trip to Sun River. It's this beautiful resort near Bend. You can do it in the winter. You can do it in the summer. Great things to do around that time. Get away to Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe, Traeger Barbecue Grill. You could do some smoking, get that smoked meats. And we're even going to throw in some Springville meats to that too. You could get a day of kayaking on the bay with none other than Lolita Fire Chief, Dr. Jennifer Renner. Sip and paint night with yours truly. Come over to your house. I'll give you snacks, bottle of wine. I'll teach you how to paint. Maybe you'll just drink a little bit more and it'll look fantastic. And then the next day you'll wake up and go, I don't know if Simon Rios can really teach me. Who knows? It'll be fun time, whatever. And that's for 8 people. We'll come over. You can do it at my place. We can do it at yours, either one. So we've got some outstanding. Oh, don't forget that garden cabinet Don Jewett's been working so hard on. Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. Got a yard.
Putting my life on it.
And that's right. Sherry Jewett's been on it too. So we've got some fantastic stuff. Oh, golf and pie. Not only we get a couple rounds of golf and some golf swag from our friends at Redwood Empire Golf Course, you'll also get a pie a month for an entire year. What? So I've seen those items go really big. You get some nice pies there. Anyway, there's stock freezer. There's a whole bunch of good stuff. Night out in Ferndale, so on and so forth. Okay. Hey, and we could have, I'm excited about the pie, can you tell? We couldn't do this auction without our auction sponsors. Those are our hook and ladder sponsors. We got Sequoia Gas Company in there, Ferndale and Fortuna Veterinarian, Crystal Lewis State Farm Agent, and of course our friends Humboldt Redwood. Hey, there's Humboldt Bottling too, manufacturing here in Fortuna. And you couldn't, I'd be remiss in neglecting to thank Scott Downey, Jeff Nelson, and John Sapper for their contributions to the auction as well. So thank you so very much. All right, well, you've heard my spiel. You've seen our sponsors. Let's kind of get into it and talk about it as a group. We're right around the corner. So I'm gonna kind of take this last segment of our meeting to really kind of have an informal, like, pre-event huddle here. Maybe we'll go through our different committees, kind of do a check-in. If there's any overall concerns, questions, I know there was a lot of talk about tickets before the meeting started. Maybe we can all just report out. And then I think we'll have a better we'll be in a better headspace for coming into this weekend. We'll just all be on the same page, if that sounds good. So without further ado, why don't we start first with past President Ross. How we doing, auction sponsor crew? I think that you were heading that organization up. It's kind of coming to a close right now because we've got all our sponsors in, but is there any final notes on that, sir?
Actually, I want to talk about something else just to start with.
Please.
President Simon, once I had hemorrhoids and they were exceptionally painful. It was unbearable. It was burning, man.
What? I think $10 fine to Ross right there for what?
For sure.
What?
Yeah, at least $10, maybe 20, man.
I'm letting him off easy because he's in the Century Club already. But
I'll give it to the foundation.
Oh my gosh, what?
Aaron, be sure to discipline him later.
Ross, is that what that Blue Oyster Cult song "I'm Burning for You" is about?
Yes. So what was your original question?
Oh man, you guys never cease to make me laugh every club meeting. So thank you so much, because laughter is medicine for the soul.
Hope that's all behind you now, Ross.
What was that?
I hope it's all behind you now.
Yeah, preparation H is also medicine for the soul. Were we talking about auction items or sponsors? I can't remember.
Both those things seem to be wrapping up, but is there any final thoughts?
Yeah, so before I make an ass out of myself, I want to talk about
Another bum joke.
The auction is going at Carl Johnson Company. They've been incredible. They took over everything. We just gave them the items and the artwork, and they're running with it. They're taking all the money from all the bidders, and they are not charging us a thing. And that's the most wonderful part, because we are a nonprofit we're a 501c4 or something. But anyway, they are not charging us because we don't have an administrative staff. If we were somebody like Casa of Humboldt or something like that who has a staff, they will charge you 15%, but not us. So that was very wonderful. They've been great, and they started they suggested starting the auction earlier than today, and I said yes, go for it. So that's really going, and that's nice to see. We're going to have a wonderful program that's being designed and printed up here just in these next few days by Penny, and it's what, Penny? It's about a 14 to 16 page. Join in on that. It's a wonderful piece.
I'd like to give a shout out to Hydesville Community Church because I believe we're using their printer and probably paper up there. So thank you, Hydesville Community Church, for helping us out with this event. Penny, I'll let you go now.
Pages. Yep, we're ready to roll, I think, after final words tonight and in the morning. So, yeah.
So that's going to be wonderful that we'll hand out with all the auction items in it, and a wonderful history that Penny put together on the Fortuna Volunteer Fire Department, and all of our sponsors are in there. It's a wonderful piece that you can put on your coffee table for a while. And then we're getting ready for our big bingo game, and Simon and I are going to meet together and kind of design that. There's going to be a crew of us, Frank and Penny and Diana Rios is going to join us, and we're going to huddle around computers and create a big show for Saturday night. But everything on the marketing part and the sponsor part and the auction item part is all raring to go, and we're just waiting for the big day.
Super. I'm super excited. Thank you. Thank you for being all fired up.
We should probably buy a ticket. Huh?
And the rest of the group. Hey,
question about can I ask a question? How will people log on to the event Saturday night?
So we'll be using the same link as we have in our for our Rotary meetings. And I even went a step further to make it simpler because it is a longer URL and typing it in would be too much work for everybody. So we created what they call a tiny URL. So it's tinyurl/.com/FS as in Fortuna Sunrise, and then Rotary as one word. So FS Rotary, and then it'll get you right into the Zoom meeting. And that will be printed, I believe, in the program. So when people get that, and that'll be part of the day of when we're handing out those programs with the meals, letting people know, educating them, hey, there's bingo tickets in there. Join the online bingo game tonight and presentation, 7 o'clock. The code's right on your program, you know, so we'll want to be.
It's also on the ticket.
It's also on the ticket. Yep. Yep. So anybody who's got a printed ticket in hand will have that code on it, as well as it'll be in the program. So it'll be in a couple spots. Thank you, Don. Cool. Good question. Really good question. Please fire these off if you got them, because there might be something we haven't thought about or overlooked. And now's the time to, you know, we still got a couple of days to figure things out if we're slipping somewhere. Cool. Any other thoughts there? General thoughts? Okay.
There is a general thought about on auction items, and that's going to be post show, because this is not a place where we are gathering at the River Lodge where we can bring a freezer, where we can bring a barbecue and people can take it home in their trucks afterwards. My name is connected to Carl Johnson Company, and they're going to give me the winners, and we're going to have to track down those items. And some of these items aren't even redeemable yet. For instance, Ferndale Nights aren't ready because the theater is not open, and the old steeple are not open. So we're going to have a little bit of a coordination connecting the prizes with the bidders. So I'll reach out as that comes along, and we'll figure out how to get the freezer to these people. And Chris can't store everything in his bank for months on end, for sure.
Well, yes, he can.
Yeah,
yes, I can.
Yeah. The last time we put so much tri-tip in the vault, you know, it attracted some critters. And no, I'm joking. Never happened. There was no tri-tip in the vault. That
was that redwood cap.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Pull it together, Simon. Food crew. Heather Kelly or Don Watkins are two fearless leaders of the food crew. You want to do a little update on all things food?
Yeah, everything's going smoothly. We are ready. Most of the crew will be at the fire hall Friday at 8:30 and working throughout the day to, you know, do the beans and the cornbread and the brownies. And then we'll, you know, resume on Saturday to pack everything up and, you know, have the bags ready to go once the drive-through starts. I think the only thing we have pending right now is picking up salad and salad dressing, which we were waiting to do until Friday. So if anybody is just happening to be in the cash and carry region, on Friday morning and would love to swing by, great. If not, I'll just swing it up there before work in the morning so I can get it to the fire hall. But if by any chance someone's just heading up there Friday morning.
Anybody anticipate going up to the Eureka area Friday morning to help out the food crew? I hear a need. Oh, I see Kurt Weiss is holding up his hand. Oh, we can't. Hit that mute button or unmute button for us.
Yeah, I'm going to cash and carry Friday morning.
There we go. Super
Great.
duper. Kurt Weiss.
Yay.
I'll do it. Where do you want me to drop? And what time do they open? And where should I drop it off?
I believe, let me look it up. I believe they open as early as 7.
Okay, I could look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll just be dropping it off at the fire hall, the kitchen fire hall.
You have a list for me?
Yeah, and you want
salad dressing. But we can write it all out for you. It's good.
Yeah,
Okay, if you can just shoot me a list and I'll take care of it.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Do you mind, can I get your phone number and I'll either give you a call or text you the list?
Yes, 760-212-4556.
56. Thank you so much, Kurt.
Hey, Simon, before we move on, I just want to give a super shout out to Heather. She has just been like the organizational wizard on this whole thing. You know, it's just been like, you know, it's been so great to work with her on this because, you know, she's like super communicative. And then, you know, we got in there on Friday, you know, whenever we went Sunday, well, days are kind of a blur right now. We were just in and out, super efficient. So she's just been like a complete joy to work with on this. So just thanks, Heather, for being a rock star on this. I did not have capacity to even be that person right now. So I'm really glad that you were. So thank you.
Thank you for the kind words, but it takes a whole team. So I appreciate you all.
Yeah, well, we appreciate everybody who's kind of stepped up to the plate. But yes, thank you, Heather. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and it looks like I guess Cash and Carry is now U.S. Foods Chief Store is their new name.
Chef.
Sorry, there's no I in there. Let's see, and they open. It looks like they're open now, so they must
They open early. I think it's 7. And then Dawn, do you have anything to report? Or Dawn Winterholm, sorry, anything to report for me? Any needs on your end?
No, it seems to be going well. We'll find out, you know, tomorrow afternoon when I pick it up, make sure it's all there and so forth. I'm going to take it over to Seth. Seth's going to hold it in his cooler, and then we'll get to work on it Saturday morning and have it to you by 2:00 Saturday.
That would be meaty good. Thank you.
And that's the plan.
Thank you so much for taking care of all that.
Yeah, we'll wait till it's done, then you can thank me. We'll see.
Guaranteed to be good.
It's all falling into place. Let's see, admin pre-sale crew. So I guess this would be kind of ticket talk. Do we have a rough number on where we're at? I think the consensus this morning, still lots of tickets to be sold. So don't hesitate and think that we're too close to the finish line on that. But Freddie, do you have any kind of pulse on tickets? And
so as of right now, I still need to update Bob's numbers from the bank as well as the online ticket sales since yesterday. And then I need to update Chris's numbers from the bank from a couple of days ago. But prior to that, we had sold 101 confirmed.
Okay.
So we're probably in the 120 range, 130 range right now.
Okay.
Sold.
All right. So still lots of tickets left. Let's ramp it up.
Question about tickets, Simon.
Well, please.
Becky bought our tickets online. Does that mean there'll be a list there? Is that at the pickup?
Yeah,
time?
it'll be kind of like a will call list. You'll come up. It should be under your name that you ordered it with online, and then we'll hand you the printed tickets or something like that. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, I'm seeing some nods. And
all the online sales, Bob, are passing to me, and they're all being assigned a physical ticket. Whether it's given it out or not is kind of up to them.
Okay.
But yeah, I do have it tracked with an actual physical ticket number.
And that would be a good segue too, to thank you, Fred, so much for keeping track of all of this stuff and the spreadsheet and whatnot. Thank you to our 2 ticket locations, Tri-Counties Bank and Redwood Capital Bank, and also you know, Bob and Chris respectively. Also, thank you. Chris is going to be there event day for last minute sales, right? And then also the bingo, you can buy extra bingo cards that night. So he'll be there hustling those things. That'll be kind of the upsell as you drive through the bays there. So thank you, Chris, for wanting to staff that. And depending on our schedule with the presentation crew, I think the tentative plan is to show up early that day, get everything dialed in, sussed out, and then maybe head over, see how y'all are doing. If we could be an extra hand, I'd be happy to do that. And then we'll kick out a little early so that we can go over to the Monday Club and get all ready for the night. So awesome. Speaking of that group, marketing and presentation crew, I'm kind of segued it there, but Ross once again chaired multiple committees for this event. Ross, any final words or add-ons, so on and so forth?
No, we're gonna build a fun time on the bingo. Frank Ramos and I went to the Calistoga big Rotary bingo function and wine auction, and it was a joke, and they admitted it. The past district governor, Kevin Eisenberg, wrote me a little note, said that is not what we expected. And it came down to the people who were doing the auctioning, who were the club president and other members, played only to their club. So they thought it was one big giant inside joke. And he said the community was there all online and they were watching our club. And so we have to be very careful that this is not one big inside joke, that there's a full community watching Rotarians. So it was a nice little lesson to watch that. Wouldn't you agree, Frank? It was a drunken melee.
Well, it wasn't only that, it was a lesson on what not to do. One of the things that we noticed was that the people calling out the numbers were we're outside with a group of about 20 other Rotarians, and it was really hard for the people on Zoom to hear the numbers being called and what they were saying. So one thing that they did do that was a good idea is that every time a number got called, just in case you couldn't hear it, they would put it in the chat. That way there was also a record of the numbers that had gotten called, so that when somebody yelled bingo, you could also reference not only the balls on hand, but the chat to see what numbers had been called. And there were a couple of instances where somebody yelled out bingo, and they actually didn't have bingo because they went back to the numbers that had been called that were listed on the chat, and they had misheard it or didn't see the chat, and they actually weren't bingo winners. So yeah, there was a lot of things. So Ross and I really suggested that whoever's calling out the numbers is in a space where there's no background noise or a lot of people talking or anything like that. So, and that they are addressing the people on Zoom, because I don't think there's going to be anybody playing at the Monday Club. So it'll be good because they were really focusing on the 20 people that were physically there, and would really forget that people were on Zoom at all. And a lot of the community members you could tell that they were getting frustrated and
leaving.
And leaving, yeah. A lot of people left. We saw the numbers on the participants number really decline way before the thing lasted. And the whole thing, they played 3 games, but it took 2 hours. And it was mainly because they were doing stuff on their own and forgetting about the Zoom players. So lessons learned.
Hey, is the bingo game itself is a cash thing, right?
There's 3.
Okay, and is that advertised somewhere? I haven't seen that in other words, we play in bingo, but I'm not quite sure why. It doesn't. I don't seem to see it anywhere. Maybe that's still coming. I don't know.
Yes, we haven't offered the prizes yet. Simon, let's take a note and we can put that out on Facebook to see to give that. So the prizes are $250 cash, $250 worth of gift certificates from Fortuna Downtown Merchants, and a $200 gift basket from Humboldt Distillery. And we'll just play 3 games quick. We don't want it to last. We don't want 2 hours. We want a nice, quick little show.
Yep.
Because we have an auction to push people toward, and the auction ends at 8 o'clock sharp, and that's on purpose to drive people to go to the finish line.
Awesome. Great questions, great discussion here. Any more talk about tickets, marketing, presentation night of questions?
Question on the tickets, Simon, is John.
Yes, please.
Were tickets pushed out to local volunteer departments, fire departments?
I sent something to Lawn Wind Burn about a week ago, and he passed it along to their marketing person.
And I sent it out to Jennifer Renner over at Lolita also.
So how many people in their membership actually received it? I don't have any tracking on that, but it was shared with them with a little write up about the event and what we're doing and the whole ideology behind it. So I know some people from that group are talking, but yeah, I don't know how. Some organizations like us, we have, DACDB, we have this really nice database of all the club members and their emails and stuff. If the fire department actually has an infrastructure like that, I'm not 100% sure. And then if they actually use that to push it, that was definitely what I suggested in the email that we sent to them. So hopefully it got in a lot of those people's eyeballs.
Simon, day of sale tickets, I could use an extra pair of hands.
Okay.
If anybody's interested, I imagine we'll be up and going in that station at 2 or 2:30, and then pickup is 3 to 6. So all the way up until 6 o'clock. Maybe 1 or 2 people can swap out 2 hours each.
Yeah, I want to 100% commit, but I definitely will probably be there around those times and more than willing to help out there. But if we could get another person or 2, that'd be awesome. I know a lot of you guys are already kind of committed in the kitchen, or if not committed in the kitchen, already are out of town or whatnot. But if there's anybody, I'm not seeing any hands go up. Well, Chris, you can definitely count on me for the most of it. I'll be there.
Okay.
Hey, Simon.
Yeah, Carrie.
I'm going to try to be around in the afternoon to help, but it won't be until a little later. I have baseball games until at least probably 4 or so, but I could try to, after that point, I'll try to come and help. Like I said, I can't commit necessarily either to an exact time, but I'm going to try to come around and help, and I'll just kind of, whoever wants to put me to work, I'll show up. And
I was going to echo the same thing with Carrie because our kids are on the same team. But once that baseball game's over, myself and Jace, my 10-year-old, might be able to come help. And
all right. Hey, speaking of marketing presentation crew, what time do you want to meet at the Monday Club on Saturday? 9, 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's good. And we can go over a little bit of the run. We can do a run. And Frank, if you're there, and Penny, we can get kind of the infrastructure about the bingo and give assignments to what each of us is going to do. Because the bingo portion, we have to have eyes on it at all times because of getting the numbers right, and the winners will call out. Again, like Simon said, somebody might say, or Frank said, somebody might yell bingo and actually not be correct. So we were thinking having them give us their phone number, and then we could call them and say, give us, just to get it out of the game. But we'll go over that infrastructure Saturday morning.
So what time, Ross? 9 o'clock?
Yeah, 9 o'clock, because we have to set up, Simon and I'll have to set up physical gear and all that kind of stuff too.
So I'm just kind of looking at the timeline here. If we get set up at 9, I can't see it taking more than 5 hours to get set up and do all the things that we're doing. So we could easily be over there at 2:30, or myself could be over there at 2:30 to help you out with tickets early on. And then it sounds like if Carrie and Fred are maybe coming a little bit later because they've got baseball and stuff, then we'll kind of tag out, do a little tag team action. And as we're heading out a little early, they'll be coming a little bit later, and hopefully it'll just all fall into place nicely.
Good. And then on tickets, I have about 12 tickets left at my location. So Fred, I could use an extra 20 or so.
Cool. Super. Good news. Good news. All
Hey,
right.
Simon.
Yes, Kurt.
I need to, Aaron had to leave and I have to leave here in a couple minutes because my wife has a Zoom meeting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. I think we all have to leave. So let's do a canned food drive real quick.
Yeah. We have barrels at Safeway, Ray's, and Grocery Outlet, and the Firehouse.
Okay.
And and Tri-Cities Bank. I believe Rick got one over there. So we're gonna go check on them tomorrow and see if we need to pick stuff up. But
Grocery Outlet was filling up nicely when I was there on Sunday.
oh, okay.
Super.
Good. But Rick and I are gonna go check on them tomorrow. So that's kind of where we're at.
Cool.
Just wait and see.
One more time, Kurt, could you give us those locations again?
Oh yeah, Safeway, Ray's, Grocery Outlet, Tri-Cities Bank, and the fire station.
Super. Thank you.
Tri-Counties Bank.
Tri-Counties, thank you.
What did I say?
Tri-City.
Oh, that's from when I lived in Oceanside. I'm sorry. There was a Tri-City Bank. Tri-County.
Yes, Tri-Counties.
Yes.
And also one of our major sponsors. Thank you, Tri-Counties Bank.
Chris's Bank.
I'll take $10 for the shout out.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Woo, love it.
But anyways, I need to go, so.
All right, have a good one, Kurt.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I'll let all y'all out here momentarily. Hey, Penny, I saw you taking notes on those locations.
I'll wait to hear from you, Kelly.
Super. Will you send me an email with that? Maybe we can plug it on our
Thank you, Kurt.
social media too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, Kurt.
Hey.
All right, so let's see. Before we go, we'll do a drawing and we'll get you out of here because it's right down to the buzzer. All right, 8 tickets. Let's see. Fred, you still here? Yeah, he is. You could be the lucky winner. All right. I've only got a couple balls in here, so the chances of winning are pretty high. What are we up to, Ross?
$60.
$60. Okay, here it is. Oh no. Gosh. Yeah, pay $5. Sorry, Fred.
The
chances were
infamous
so
pay
good.
$5.
It just means I improve my chances for next week.
That's right. That's right. I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. Have a marvelous Rotary Day. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you coming up very soon. Hey, stakeholders in the major fundraiser meetings on Friday mornings. You think we just covered everything we're going to cover on Friday morning, or should we meet again? No comment?
Yeah, I think we're set. John Sapper might be the only other one who might chime in, but I think we're ready to go. We can accomplish it through texting and emails.
Okay. So we'll hold off on our Friday meeting and we'll just all hands on deck Friday and Saturday. Thank you so much. Get all fired up. Have a marvelous Wednesday. This club meeting is adjourned. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.
Great. Hey, Ross and Simon.
Yes, sir.